Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jay Ramirez.
And I'm Abigail Salas. A New Mexico State University student was laid to rest this past Friday. Police say she was the victim of a murder-suicide. 20-year-old Emilia Rueda was found shot to death on September 21st inside an apartment near the New Mexico State University campus. Her funeral was held at the St. Ignatius Church in El Paso. Emilia was a 2020 graduate of El Paso High School and was studying art at NMSU. She was found dead along with 19-year-old Carlos Esparza. Police say it appears Esparza killed Emilia and then killed himself.
New Mexico lawmakers are looking for a way to decrease alcohol-related deaths. New Mexico has the worst rate in the nation for alcohol-related deaths at nearly 2,000 people per year. Some lawmakers are saying the key to lowering these numbers is raising the liquor tax. The current rates are 7 cents per wine or spirit drinks and 3 cents per beer. Lawmakers are looking to increase this by 25 cents a drink. Experts say higher taxes reduce some of alcohol's harmful impacts by making it more expensive to drink excessively. Alcohol taxes also raise revenue that can fund prevention and treatment services.
And Noah is next with a look at weather.
Thanks, Abby. It was a beautiful day here in the city of Las Cruces. We are finally welcoming those fall temperatures into the borderland region, and it was very nice today. 79 degrees with partly sunny conditions, mostly cloudy skies today. Those winds are blowing out of the northwest at around 3 miles an hour, gusting at around 5 miles an hour, but nothing too crazy out there. The humidity sits around 32% today, given that the moisture is moving into the region. 47% is your dew point today, and the barometer sits at 29.85. Taking a look at what we saw today, 79 degrees was your high, just a few ticks below our average high of 83 degrees. The low this morning was at 56. Now taking it back in time to 2000, we had a record high of 93 degrees. Back in 1961, also a low of 35, so no temperatures near that today. And precipitation, nothing expected. We got nothing in our rain gauges today, although precipitation is expected. That leaves our yearly rain total at 12.04 inches. Now don't go anywhere, because in the middle of the show, I have a look at your national forecast and New Mexico temperatures. But for now, let's send it back to the desk for more news.
The general election is about a month away now, and all races are heating up. Here in Doña Ana County, an important race is that for the County Commissioner District 3. Democratic incumbent Shannon Reynolds is running for a second term. His opponent is Republican Susie Kimball.
For public safety, we are currently understaffed a little bit, and some of our requirements are to continue to hire more people. We've increased their pay. We've also are looking at adding a hiring bonus, which is something that we discussed today, and that is available to the county to do that. In addition to that, we're also trying to, with more staff, to actually increase the coverage in some of the rural areas. Other than that, if I look at the history of the Sheriff's Department over the last 4 years, we've had no significant lawsuits against the county. So from our perspective of risk, we're actually doing pretty good. So it's just more of getting more people on the street, more feet on the street, and working with the community locally.
Okay, Candidate Kimball, same question.
I think the biggest issue that I see from the outside, not being at the county yet, is the disconnect between the sheriff and a lot of other people in the county, and I think a bridge needs to be built there. Work more with the sheriff, work more with her staff to try and see what maybe they need to do a better job. And I agree there are a lot of empty positions that need to be filled. But as I've been around in areas talking to people, I've also heard people say, we're willing to do a neighborhood watch, we're willing to do this, we're willing to do that. So more community development of people helping themselves, I think, is a good idea.
You can watch the entire debate between Reynolds and Kimball on the website KRWG.org. Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters.
It's been almost a week since Hurricane Ian battered the west coast of Florida, and we can totally tell that the damage is really apparent, and the people there are barely starting to recover. Behind me, you can see here the San Isabel Causeway absolutely damaged by Hurricane Ian, which barreled down on Florida, packing 155-mile-an-hour winds and devastating storm surge. You can see that highway just completely obliterated, making it impassable from the mainland of Florida to the island itself. Now onto my next map, we're going to be taking a look at our precipitation outlooks for the next 48 hours. Not much is expected other than here in the desert southwest region of New Mexico, up in the Midwest by the Great Lakes a little bit, and of course by New England as well. Nothing really big is expected to come from this rain, although you may expect or see the streets just a little bit wet in the mornings for your morning commute or your evening commute. But once again, nothing big is expected. Onto my next map, we're going to be taking a look at your temperature outlook for the month of October. So while it has decently cooled down over the past several weeks and days here in the borderland, which is a nice welcome for sure, we will expect most of our temperatures still to be slightly above average, with of course Minneapolis, St. Louis, Denver expecting more above average than they typically would see at this time of year, with the only below average area in Miami, Atlanta, that southeastern part of the United States. Onto my next map, let's go ahead and look at our national outlook for temperatures tonight. We can expect those temperatures to cool out very, very nicely. We can see Denver 50 degrees, Albuquerque 54, moving out east a little bit towards and the Midwest, St. Louis and Chicago, mid 40s, low 50s as well, Cincinnati 42 degrees, and out towards the East Coast, Norfolk and Washington right exactly at 50 degrees. Now that is all from my national weather forecast. Don't go anywhere because right after the break I will have a look at those New Mexico temperatures. Welcome back to News 22 Tuesday. Taking a look at the current conditions around the land of enchantment, we can see very fall-like temperatures for today. We can see Farmington 70, Gallup at 65, the mountains of Santa Fe at 59. As we move down south a little bit, we can see Socorro at 65, Roswell at 78, Clovis right behind him at 77, here in Las Cruces 79, and out west towards Deming at 78. Taking a look at your conditions tomorrow, we are expecting some rain to be present in the forecast. Once again, not a big rain event, but we can see those temperatures will cool down along with it. 70 in Farmington, 57 in Santa Fe, Clovis at 67, Roswell 72, in the mountains of Ruidoso, beautiful 59 degrees. Here in Las Cruces, 74, and over in Weston Deming at 75. Taking a look at our neighboring city of Alamogordo, right just across the Oregon Mountains, we can see partly cloudy skies with a low of 56 degrees tonight. Tomorrow we can expect to heat up to around 72, the stray thunderstorm or shower or two. Out in Truth or Consequences, 54 degrees, mostly cloudy skies tonight, warming it up to 71 degrees tomorrow. Slight chance of rain, mostly cloudy skies once again. Bringing it over to Silver City, tonight we can see some slight rain showers in the mountains over there. 50 degrees will be your low, 67 the high tomorrow, with some rain showers apparent as well. And bringing it back here to the city of the Cruces, 56 degrees tonight, mostly cloudy skies with a chance of shower or two later on the evening. And tomorrow we will heat it up to a beautiful fall-like 74 degrees with scattered thunderstorms throughout the evening, but once again, nothing major is expected. That is all that I have for you New Mexico temperatures. Don't go anywhere because at the end of the show, we have a final look at that 5-day forecast. But for now, let's send it back to the desk for more news.
Thanks, Noah. NMSU's Pete's Patio is more than just food and drinks. Students and staff go to Pete's to study or relax with friends. Organizations like the Roundup use Pete's location to hold weekly events on campus. Trivia Night is Tuesday's main event. Players are given a theme to answer questions on, and winners get a prize. Events like trivia help the Roundup get their name out to people who attend.
We kind of just want our name out there because the Roundup is definitely bringing the news to the students, and we really want them to know like we're just right there. So if you or anyone is interested in writing, we're always hiring. We're always looking for people with stories, tips, or anything like that. Like just so like we give you like fresh stuff, you know.
Future Roundup events are coming, such as karaoke. NMSU students and staff can find more information through Crimson Connection.
Coming up on News 22 Sports, the Aggies are looking to rebound after a loss to the FIU Panthers. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Schlittler, and let's talk some sports. The Aggie football team looking to continue their momentum after boat racing Hawaii last week against future Conference USA rivals FIU. However, they could not get the job done against the Panthers. It was a very bad day for the Aggie defense. FIU quarterback Grayson James threw touchdown passes on 3 consecutive drives. NMSU's offense couldn't get much of anything going against the Golden Panther defense, except a Star Thomas touchdown run in the first quarter. However, they fell to the Panthers 21-17. We had a pair of high school football games this weekend in Las Cruces. Las Cruces High took on the undefeated Hobbs Eagles this weekend. It was a great day for senior Cruces High running back David Barella, who had 4 total touchdowns on the night. However, a 13-point surge by Hobbs in the fourth quarter did it for the Eagles. The Eagles sent the Dogs back to the kennel, 44-28. The Mayfield Trojans were also in a nail-biter this past Friday night against Deming. It was a tight game between the 2 3-3 squads. However, Mayfield came up clutch with 2 fourth-quarter scores to win 28-27, sealing first place in 5A District 3. It was a sad day for NFL fans this Sunday as a Hall of Famer and Fox Sports host Terry Bradshaw announced his battles with cancer. He gave an emotional address on the Fox pregame show where he announced he was struggling with both bladder cancer and a rare form of skin cancer that culminated in an on-air incident where he ran out of breath. The good news for us all, though, is that Terry Bradshaw has announced that he is officially cancer-free. Moving away from football, the NMSU women's soccer team had a pair of games on Thursday and Sunday against WACFO's Tarleton State and Abilene Christian, and their defense was the story of the weekend. Against Tarleton on Thursday, the Aggies kicked the Texans' head clean off with a 4-0 win thanks to 2 key assists by Citale Hernandez and incredible defensive showing, only allowing 3 shots all game. And on Sunday, it was more of the same against Abilene Christian. A Megan Ormson goal in the 28th and 5 saves by McKenna Gottschalk were all it took for the Aggies to cap off a 1-0 win against the Wildcats. That's all for sports tonight. Check in tomorrow for more sports action. Still ahead on News 22, Noah will be back with your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories. The Las Cruces community is still mourning the death of Amelia Rioda. A funeral and vigil were held in her honor for this past weekend as the community waits for answers from the police.
And Noah, can you tell us what the next 5 days are looking like?
Exactly, Abigail. We're looking at a beautiful next 5 days with not getting out of the 70s, so very fall-like conditions for the next several days. Storm conditions and rain conditions will extend into your Saturday. Tapering off on Sunday, we will see those lows barely drop onto those 50s, 55, pretty much and below for the rest of the week. That is all that I have for your 5-day. Back to the desk to finish the show.
And thank you for joining us for News 22 Tuesday. Tune in next week.
I'm Abigail Salas, and from the news and the whole News 22 team, Jay, Noah, Ben, and myself, good night.
News Brief en Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, yo soy Emiliano Salgado y les voy a traer las noticias en español. Una vigilia en honor a Emilia Rueda, la estudiante que fue hallada muerta junto a Carlos Esparza, su novio de 19 años, en un complejo de departamentos el pasado 21 de septiembre, fue llevada a cabo el día de ayer por la tarde. Rueda, que estudiaba artes en la Universidad Estatal, era una estudiante única de acuerdo a familiares y amigos, que más sin embargo murió en extrañas circunstancias. El funeral y misa fueron llevados a cabo el pasado viernes y sábado. Una cuenta de recaudación de fondos en la página GoFundMe fue abierta para apoyar a la familia en esta situación difícil, la cual no ha deseado dar más detalles sobre lo sucedido. De acuerdo a reportes, el crimen fue presuntamente un asesinato-homicidio, pero los policías continúan con investigaciones. Al norte de Albuquerque, el día de ayer, se ha solicitado que la Oficina de Investigaciones del Estado investigara un tiroteo que sucedió en el pueblo de Bernalillo, que involucró a un oficial del condado de Sandoval. Alrededor de las 3 de la tarde, la policía respondió a un llamado de alerta hecha por un vecino que vio a un hombre en su propiedad cargando un arma cargada. El sospechoso de 51 años, que ha sido identificado como Gary Lee DeSantis de Rio Rancho, huyó de la escena y fue detenido por oficiales momentos después. DeSantis no había cumplido las órdenes de dejar el arma, así que fue abatido por los oficiales momentos después. Reportes dicen que DeSantis había declarado con anterioridad al dueño de la propiedad en la que interrumpió que quería confrontar a la policía de alguna manera, pero las investigaciones aún continúan. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte y que tengan una linda noche.